Hey guys, so welcome back to my video. My name is Brittany. If you're new to my channel or simply not yet subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. New Jersey is filled with a bunch of legends and different creatures and a lot of just unexplained things. And one of those legends is the Devil's Tree. Now, one of the legends of this tree is that at one time a farmer had killed his entire family and then he went to the tree to take his own life. And according to some, there's been numerous other people who have done the same, taking their own life, and that murders have occurred there as well. Supposedly anybody that tries to cut down this tree ends up dying because of all the evil and all the sadness around it. It's now cursed. It's said that the souls of the people that have died there give this tree an unnatural warmth, and that even in the dead of winter where all the snow is coming down, no snow will fall around it. The Devil's Tree stands completely alone in the middle of a large field on Mountain Road. Its trunk is severely scarred by axes and chainsaws. Some believe that this tree is actually a portal to hell and that a centennial guards it. He drives an old black Ford pickup truck and he will literally chase you down until you hit a certain point in the road. And then you will see the headlights 1 second and then the truck is just gone. So this tree also has a very dark history. There was one point that Bernard's Township was a central headquarters of the KKK in New Jersey. Obviously the KKK was horrible. Now, the KKK would often lynch African Americans to set an example, not only to other African Americans, but also an example of their principles. Now, during this time, the Devil's Tree was more secluded. It stood in a very isolated area, so it was far from prying eyes, and it was a larger chance that they wouldn't get caught doing these horrendous deeds. It's said that the evil energy around this tree actually comes from the souls of the dead men and women that were killed by this horrible organization. And if you look at this tree, you can see that the leftmost branch extends almost parallel to the ground, and this was the hanging branch. One account states that they had went to the Devil's Tree, and when they got there, there's actually a 6-foot noose that was hanging from that big branch. You notice what looked to be claw marks from either a person or a very large animal. They had a better view and they climbed up the tree to see if there was any other marks. So they went up and they were trying to remove the noose. And as they were sitting there, they began to hear these noises that were coming from inside the tree. The noises started to grow louder, and then this big bang came out and this burst of energy, and it sent this individual and their friend literally flying into the air. They crashed into the ground, and the individual had actually landed on their ankle, breaking it in 2 places. Another account states, "We have all heard the story of not messing with the Devil's Tree. So we were smart and didn't mock the tree. We went right next to the tree and put our ears next to the bark. We heard sounds of screaming and children playing." And another account says, "I'm reminded of an incident which occurred about 8 years back when I was in high school concerning the Devil's Tree. We had all heard the legend of this infamous spot, and there is much talk of it around my school. One night, my friends and I decided to pay it a visit and see for ourselves how true the legends were. We headed out and came upon the tree. We all began to have very bad feelings and decided to scrap our idea of actually getting out and approaching the scene. We turned around and left without incident. About a week or so later, the talk of the tree began to escalate, and one of the kids in the popular crowd began saying it was like, you know, yeah, okay, whatever, it's not real. A few days later, his mind would be changed forever. This guy and a carload of other rowdy types decided to go to see the tree that weekend. On Friday night, they began their journey up the mountain to see what it was all about. A friend of mine was in the car, and his story is as follows. Apparently, after cruising back and forth several times, the kids were getting bad vibes and they wanted to leave. The kid who was driving and who was the one proclaiming in school that the story was BS became angry at the wimps for having bad feelings. He stated to his friends that he was going to prove once and for all that the story was nothing and that he wasn't fazed by it. He pulled his car over on the side of the road right before the bend and got out. Marching up to the tree, he began yelling challenges to the so-called spirits. Nothing happened, so to further prove his fearlessness, he began to pull down his pants and urinated all over the base of the tree. Still nothing happened. He muttered, "And I told you so," and got back into the car. After starting the car, he began to drive down the road towards the bend slowly. Suddenly, without warning, the gas pedal of the car became floored and the car sped up all by itself. Surprised at what was happening, the guy was unable to control the car and it skidded out and collided with a tree. The kids in the car sustained minor injuries, but the car was totaled. I showed the stories of the Devil's Tree featured in your magazine to my sister. This is on Weir, New Jersey. As I read the tales aloud, she became very pale when I got to the part about the headlights which follow you, then go out suddenly. I asked her what was wrong, and she replied, "Oh my God, I went up there about a year ago and got chased out by the same black pickup truck. It was severely tailgating me, and when we got a short distance away, the lights were just suddenly gone, and she and I have never gone back since." So have you guys ever been to the Devil's Tree? It's so disrespectful doing, like, even just going up there and shouting at the spirits. Like, this is a location where several people have been brutally murdered. I mean, I think that hanging is brutally murdering somebody in a sense. Obviously, there's worse ways, but still, it's painful. It's not okay in any sense. And then, like, where other people have came and take their own life, it's just so disrespectful to behave that way in hopes to get a reaction or hope that or show that you're brave. Things like that just honestly irritate me. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are if you've ever been there. If you guys would like to see me do an investigation there. Make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and until my next video, I love you guys. Bye!